Hello, I am Professor McDermott, for those of you who don't know me, and I appreciate your taking the time to watch this video. You may have noticed that I did post your first set of grades today. I enjoyed reading your posts in the self-introduction exercise. And on the grades for your 3 discussion questions, I did post feedback explaining what the different scores mean, so I won't go into that here. Just one little housekeeping announcement. You may notice that for these first 4 grades I posted today in the gradebook, you'll see an exclamation point on top of them, and you'll see the word dropped. Please don't be alarmed. You have not been dropped from the class. You may recall from the syllabus that I do drop the 4 lowest discussion grades. And because these are the first 4 discussion grades, at the moment, technically they are the lowest grades because they're the only grades. But you'll see as we go through the course together that really only the lowest grades will be dropped. This is just temporary. All right. Most of what I want to talk about today, though, really has to do with the purpose of this course and the purpose of the method that I've used to design this course, because I understand that this is certainly different from any other online course you've ever taken. I have explained the procedure in the syllabus and in the order of assignments, and also in several of the emails and news announcements that I've sent to you, but I do just want to go over it one more time because it's very important for us to be on the same page. And I want hopefully to explain it in a way that you can understand a little better through this short video. So when every module, your group will have a document to read, or sometimes it will have, as in module 2, a video to watch. And for that group assignment, you'll have 2 or 3 or sometimes more discussion questions for each module. And the first thing that you need to do is post your own individual answer to those questions. And this has to be done by the 6th day of the module. In Module 2, that means that you need to make those initial posts by 11:59 p.m. on Thursday, January 25th. Now, why do you have to do that, even though the module is not over yet? Well, it really is so that we can have enough time left in the module to have a meaningful discussion. Because you can well imagine that if I didn't have this earlier deadline for the initial posts, that many people would simply post on the last day of the module. And then, of course, there would be no time to have any kind of real discussion. And we want to avoid that. And so we have this deadline for initial posts the 6th day of the module. But that is not the end of the discussions. If you post your first post, you're far from over. Because then the goal becomes moving from your individual answers to each question toward one group answer for each question, an answer that everyone in your group can agree on. And in order to achieve that, obviously, you need to have discussion. You need to have a process of give and take. You need to work out your disagreements so that you can get to one answer that the whole group can accept. And that process of discussion needs to take place on the thread that I've posted for each question called Focus. The idea is that on that focus thread, you focus the discussion and work towards your group answer. So in the second phase of the discussion, in the second half of each module, you should first read your group mates' posts. You'll be able to see those once you've made your initial post. And then on the focus thread for each question, work out your disagreements. See where you agree and where you disagree. Comment on each other's posts and work towards an agreement. Now, I will have a chair for each group for each module, and the chair's job will be to help you as part of this process, and to point out those areas of agreement and disagreement, then to post a suggested answer that the chair thinks everyone might be able to agree on, and then to make whatever changes are necessary and post that final answer on the answer thread, which I've also provided. So that's really how our discussions are going to work. Now, you may ask yourself, why am I making you do this? It is obviously very different from the approach in some other classes. You may have been expecting the kind of class where you just read a chapter in a book, answer some questions, or maybe take a reading quiz, and then cram for an exam. And that approach may work in some disciplines that are a little more fact-based. But in my opinion, that does not make for a meaningful learning experience in my field, which is history. Okay? I firmly believe that truth comes from people talking to each other. I don't have the entire truth about history in my brain, and I don't pretend to. And so I would like to see you all bring your truth to the table and work things out partly among yourselves. Now, of course, I'm providing you with context and with content to help guide those discussions. But really, I'd like to see you all take the initiative and take the responsibility for your own education, to express your opinions, to really think about these questions and about these documents. That is, in my opinion, what makes for a meaningful learning experience. Something I think is far more interesting than just reading a textbook. And I've had many students who struggled with documents at first tell me by the end of the course that reading these source documents was the best thing about the course, and really something that they found very eye-opening and very mind-expanding. Also, I would like to mention that unlike some other courses, our textbook is optional and it's only recommended. So I'm not giving you reading quizzes on the textbook. I don't have required textbook assignments. And so without those regular homework assignments, that should and I think will free you up to take more time, to take all the time you need to discuss these questions. And when I talk about the focus thread discussions, I'm not just talking about posting once on the focus thread and saying, yes, I agree, or no, I disagree. Why not really have fun with this? Why not really get in there and mix it up? And use this opportunity to learn how to debate, to have a civilized disagreement with your group mates, to really have a great and meaningful learning experience in this course. I don't believe in teaching the test. I don't believe education is about getting a piece of paper so that you can get a great job and a Lexus and a house in the suburbs. I really think education is the search for truth. That's where I sit, and I'm not going to change that view, and I'm not going to change the way that I teach. So this is the procedure we're going to be following for the rest of this course. And so I would urge you and encourage you to get on board with it, and to have fun with it, and to really engage with it. And if you can't do that, your grades will certainly reflect that. But I would like to see you do it for the love of it and for the love of learning. And so we're going to stick to this approach for the rest of the course. I'm very happy to answer any questions that you may have about it. I want to thank the numerous people who did have excellent posts in these discussions, but we need to do a lot more. We need to do a lot more, especially with those focus thread discussions. In order to help make that happen, I'm going to offer an incentive to people to volunteer to be the chairs and to really do an excellent job as the chair. And the incentive is simply this. I need volunteers. Please contact me if you want to be a chair, starting in Module 2 and then for the rest of the course. And then if you do an excellent job, that means following all my instructions for being chair to the letter, then you will be exempted from the final exam, and you will get full credit for that exam without having to take it. So I'm hoping to hear from some of you very soon to accept this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to really be exempt from the final exam. All you need to do is to be a chair, to do a great job for the sake of your group mates. I think once you all get into this method and get into this procedure, you'll enjoy it. Once again, the point is not to make you jump through hoops. The point is to have a meaningful educational experience. It's my job to provide that. And if there's anything I can do to help with that, please do not hesitate to contact me. Thank you all very much. Good luck as we move forward with the course.